some finish here, or some business to finish here at Nationals.
Well, that's a hell of a way to start a video. All right, Nationals 7, Braves 6. We're at the top of the 8th inning. Ozzie rips one, caught by Nathaniel Lowe, and he runs to the bag for the first out.
I did not want to say it beforehand.
So Ozzie grounds out on the first pitch.
Only one walk with the bases loaded.
From Jorge Lopez, who is the new pitcher for the Nationals.
So Lopez has struggled. You can see the 6.5.
But yeah, Nationals 7, Braves 6 here at the top of the 8th with one out.
6 wins out of the bullpen.
And now we have Eli White to the plate. He's in left tonight. First pitch to White, runs inside, ball 1. Eli White started the game in right, but they moved. And Alex Verdugo was initially in left. As White hits a soft fly ball to shallow right field, and it's caught by Alex Call, 2 down. But White started the night in right, and then they brought in Stuart Fairchild. He went into right, and White moved into left, replacing Verdugo. So now 2 outs, top of the 8th. Braves down by a run, and Michael Harris
2 RBI single back in that 4th inning where the Braves scored 3.
steps up to the plate.
See what he can do here in the 8th.
First pitch is a strike at the knees. Harris 1 for 3, hit a 2-run single in the 4th and stole a bag. He's had a really disappointing season at the plate so far.
Lopez
Ties the count up at 1.
Different types of pitchers.
Watches a fastball miss outside.
That's kind of unusual. He doesn't throw his 2-seamer to lefties, which you think he would because it has run. He's 49% 4-seamers.
Swing and a miss. Devastating curveball by Lopez.
For 2 different types of hitters, and the same
1 ball, 2 strikes now.
41% slider to the righties. For the lefties, they got
with 2 outs in the 8th and no one on.
Just
Atlanta down by a run. Payoff pitch. Check swing. Did not go.
It's odd to see that extreme
2-2 now.
when it comes to pitch usage compared to lefties and righties. Now it's a pitch that really overlaps at all.
Woo, the sickness is not going away without a fight, huh? Payoff pitch again. Harris, fly ball, center field. That's pretty far. At the track, and it's caught by the kid making his debut, Robert Hassel III. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Nationals hold their advantage. Bottom of the 7th, or sorry, bottom of the 8th here in D.C. Nationals Park, new pitcher for the Braves. It's Daysbel Hernandez, and he gets the leadoff man for Washington, CJ, to the plate. Quickly, 2 balls, no strikes on CJ Abrams.
Been tremendous.
Or actually, no, it's 1-1.
What a pickup Nick Allen has been.
I got an idea for a defender. Maybe the guy with the highest ounce above average at the end of the year actually gets a defender.
Oh,
have you seen those cards? They are sweet. So don't get mad at me, defender. But I think it's
ooh, CJ Abrams could not lay off the low slider, and he got a start.
Keeping it a 1-run deficit here.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dealing with the top of the order, and the top of the order has been the
Here's the payoff pitch from Daysbel Hernandez.
Between Abrams and Wood.
And he got him.
But Daysbel, no problem.
CJ Abrams swings and misses at a slider
good thing to see him look sharp
at the corner of the zone, and he goes down swinging for the first out at the bottom of the 8th.
3 games ago, and he's also had 5 days off now in between outings, so it's been a while.
Now James to the plate.
But has a really well-located backdoor slider.
First pitch is a slider at the bottom of the zone that drops in. Strike 1. Multi-hit game going for James. He's 2 for 3. And that slider just drops below the zone, and the count's tied at 1.
Just below 350, including a 3 RBI double tonight back in the 2nd inning.
That's in there for strike 2.
We know he's got that good
fastball dotted at 99.
An hour there from Daysbel Hernandez, but the slider has always been a go-to plus pitch for him.
And a fastball outside, and this count will be tied now at 2.
Am I allowed to say this, so I'm going to get run up? He had a lot of hit on that fastball all year. Did you know that?
You looked at me.
I was looking for approval.
We'll run this count full as a slider drops in the dirt.
Now you just hope it's not to James.
And kicked away from Drake Baldwin. And now a full count to James.
That has thrown as many fastballs as he has, which he's approaching 150 on the year, to not allow a hit on that heater.
Trying to get something going for the Nationals to maybe extend this lead. Here's the full count delivery from Hernandez. And it's upstairs. Ball 4. Walk drawn by James Wood. That does set up the inning-ending double play ball. And now Nathaniel Lowe. Steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 4. And he fouls the first pitch off to left, and James was trying to steal second.
It looked like he had a pretty decent jump, and so Nathaniel Lowe doing Dave's Bell and Drake Baldwin a favor there.
Nats were so aggressive.
Nathaniel Lowe's first season playing first base with the Nationals.
That was the most by any team in the big
after coming over in a trade with the Rangers in the winter.
They've still been aggressive this
takes
year,
a fastball inside and ties the count up at 1. Nathaniel Lowe was a champion with the Rangers back in 2023. He played a pretty big role in it as a check over to first. James is safe. 1-1, 1 out. Nationals up 7-6. James at first. 1-1 pitch, and Lowe fouls it off.
It's not that James Wood necessarily makes Matt Olson look small, but it's
he calls time now. Down 1-2 in the count.
A couple of inches. 6'7", 6'5", those two over there, is that right? But he looks taller than that, right, doesn't he?
A little extra with a helmet. 1-2.
And Lowe hits it fly ball into left field. Eli White's under it for the second out of the inning.
Lowe with some thoughts. Sorry if you caught that. 2 away.
But he should know.
And James stays put at first.
It's on his fastball, so when you make it out on the fastball, just know you're like everybody else in baseball this year so far.
2 outs, bottom of the 8th, and now the catcher, Kabert, to the plate. He's 2 for 4 tonight.
Cleanup hitter, Kabert Ruiz.
First pitch is a slider right down the middle for strike 1.
Nats have their closer, Kyle Finnegan, getting ready. And for as many issues as their bullpen has had, Finnegan's been
check over at first. James is safe.
And he will be coming on in the 9th and facing 9-1-2, starting with Nick Allen.
They don't keep this stat, but his save to team win ratio has got to be one of the highest we've ever seen.
Fly ball, foul.
15 saves, they have what?
Kabert now down 0-2.
Wins, yeah. That's crazy.
He's got a double and single, and 2 runs batted in tonight.
Close, low-scoring game.
Check over at first again. James is safe. If Hernandez goes after him again and doesn't get him, James gets to second. Payoff pitch to Kabert, and he hits a fly ball foul to left. James tried stealing again and has to go back to first on a foul ball both times. Rotten luck right now for James trying to swipe second. Here we go again, 0-2. Oh no. Kabert calls time.
Braves and Nats meeting 6 times here in 11 days because of the rainout. It was supposed to be 7 in 11 days, but with that rainout and the makeup in September, the Braves will play the Nats 7 times.
Kabert fly ball, right field. It was in on the hands. It's popped up in shallow right field. Ozzie runs out to get it, and that'll do it in the 8th. We head to the 9th, where it'll be the top of the Braves order, and it'll be the closer, Kyle Finnegan, who will try and get the save. We'll be right back from Nationals Park. Top of the 9th. Nationals 7, Braves 6. Kyle Finnegan, the closer. will try and get his 16th save in what would be 18 tries if he gets it done. He's got 15 on 17 tries currently, with a 2.55 ERA and a 23% strikeout rate, 17 strikeouts to 7 walks. And a pinch hitter, Nick Allen's night is done. Sean Murphy pinch hits for him.
And he will be facing a pinch hitter. Instead of Nick Allen, Brian Snitker falls in Sean Murphy on his day off to lead off the 9th inning.
5 for 12 in his career against Finnegan, including a home run.
First pitch to Sean Murphy
Finnegan deals home,
is up and in,
1-0.
ball one. One-0 pitch. Murphy turns on it, and it gets past Abrams in the left field for a leadoff single.
You can't leave yet, Sean. You got to wait for the pinch runner.
They're pretty excited to get back in that dugout after that pinch hit, base hit.
And Sean Murphy immediately comes out and a pinch runner. That is, they cut away from him.
Rosario, who I'm assuming we'll see play short if the Braves can find a way to get a run across the board.
What a day for
Oh,
Sean
just
Murphy.
over the
Sits on
glove
bench,
of
comes in,
Abrams.
sees 2 pitches, gets the job
As
done.
he tried to make the diving
Back
stop.
to the bench.
All in a day's pay right there.
That's right.
Murphy.
And now here's Fairchild.
But it bounced over him. And now the leadoff man, Stuart Fairchild, to the plate. And he's going to show bunt. And he popped it up. And Kaber couldn't get to it.
About bunting, you see that pitch high, you think you can get to it, but it's up out of the strike zone, and the preference there is that you pull the bat back. But it looks so good, and you feel like you can get it down.
Not sure who the pinch runner is at first.
Fairchild had that bunt hit in the 7th.
Here's the
He
0-1.
squares again.
Fairchild shows bunt. He pops it up, and it's going to be caught by Lowe. 1 out in the top of the 9th.
A big first out for the closer, Kyle Finnegan.
Now these are no two ways about it. You can see the barrel of the bat come down just a little bit to get underneath that baseball. Such a
Luke
great bunt
Williams
last time
is
for
the pinch runner at
Fairchild,
first.
Unfortunately, could not get the one down against.
So now
Finnegan.
1 out in the 9th inning. Austin Riley, who has not had a good night at the plate,
Riley, tough night for him, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
he's up to bat.
Ooh,
And
high
he almost
tight
got hit
at
on the first
94.
pitch. Up and in, nearly got him. It'll straighten him out for sure. Ball 1.
Certainly don't like.
But the
seeing
one
this, if
thing
you
that
remember,
Austin Riley cannot do, and I don't know why I sense it,
was just a 3-pitch strikeout,
is
but
hit
it's been
into a
some
game-ending
success
double
for
play.
against Finnegan in the past.
he's 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Just
2-0.
don't, if you get out,
It was
do
the
not
game
make it
back
a
in
ground
home
ball.
they faced him. He did not face him in game 1 of
Do
this
not hit a
series.
ground ball if you get out. Just don't. But it's 2-0 right now in Riley's favor. Hitters count here.
Finnegan,
With
the
Williams
longest
at
tenured
first,
national,
Riley the
closer
go-ahead
with
run
a
at the
2-0
plate.
pitch coming here.
Here's the 2-0. Riley rips it, and it's the third, but Tenya cannot pick it up, and everyone's safe.
2 on with 1 out.
That was the game right there, and Jose Tenya could not pick it up.
109 off the bat here, but it looked like it could have been a game-ending double play because it was pretty much right
Oh,
at Tanya.
man,
He
man.
picked it up with his bare hand. He took his eyes
Oh.
off of it and didn't get anybody out.
It was in his glove, bounced
And the
out of his
door
glove,
is
and they
ajar
just couldn't
for
handle
Atlanta
it.
in the 9th.
And now Williams at second, the game-tying run. Riley at first, the go-ahead run.
Finnegan thought he had a game-ending 5-4.
We'll get a
3
mound
double
visit.
play, but the Braves still have a pulse, and a pretty big one.
And good speed on the base pass here, obviously with Luke Williams, the pinch runner. We have seen Austin
And
Riley
Matt
run
Olson,
really well this
who
year.
hit a home run in the first
In
inning,
the gap could be 2 runs.
has a chance to do it again,
And now the hot-hitting Matt Olson.
and absolutely
2
stunned
hits,
this Nationals
including a homer
crowd.
tonight.
Look over at second. Now the first pitch to Olson, And it's in there for strike
In
one.
there for a strike.
Matt Olson has scored 2 runs. He hit a single as well as that homer in the first inning. Oh, 1 offering. Olson rips it to right field. Backy at the track. It's off the wall. Cole fires it in. Williams scores. The game is tied. Here's the throw home. And it's in time. They get Austin Riley at the plate.
Braves roll the dice.
Matt Olson stops at second. They try to take the lead, and Riley gets thrown out.
It's tied at 7.
Four-seam fastball here and turned on by Matt Olson. And this is a really nice job on the relay. They catch a break the way that it bounces off the wall. Right
What a throw by Luis Garcia to gun down Riley at the plate, and what a tag by Keibert Ruiz. He spun around and got the sliding head first Riley in the chest.
Who has been a really good closer.
What a play.
How many hits this year?
Matt Olson's at second. The game.
Yeah, and it's going to be more about not so much the tag. But
Matt
whether or not there
Olson
was a
stops at
violation
second
of
as the
rule
game's
or
go-ahead run,
block
but
the plate. See whether or not
Brian
Austin Riley had
Snicker
to clear
has
it back.
challenged the play at home
Not
plate.
come up nearly as much as when we first saw it implemented in Major League
And
Baseball.
I believe they're
Why not
seeing
go
if
ahead
Keibert
and take that chance?
blocked
And we
the
mentioned
plate.
the challenges. Can't take them back with you. You also can get crew chief challenges from the 8th inning on. So Braves are figuring why not.
I think they're going to be okay here. As you see, the
I think
left
this is a
leg there, the
stand.
shin guard did not get in front of home plate, right? It was more about just reaching back for the tag.
I think this would be a pretty quick review here. And then the Braves will have Ozuna coming up with Olson at second base.
And the thing to remember with this rule is that you are allowed to block home plate with the ball if you have possession of the baseball. We don't see guys do it anymore, and then you run the risk. You can still run a guy over if he is blocking the plate, but I don't think that will apply here.
Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, communicating with the replay center.
Here we go.
After review, there was no interference on home plate on the call of interference. The runner was out. Atlanta will lose their challenge.
The challenge is unsuccessful.
7-7 is the score.
The Braves lose their challenge. The game is tied. Matt Olson
Try to come up
with a
delivery
game
here
tying
for
RBI. You'd probably say a single, and they moved up to second.
So we might have been headed for he's giving
Oh
up
no,
business.
could be a double. But now 2 outs.
Go ahead and improvise.
Top of the ninth. Ozuna from the Braves at the plate. He's a perfect 3 for 3 at the plate tonight.
Turbulence on the descent. Here's Ozuna.
And here we go.
Swinging.
Swing and a miss, a splitter at the bottom of the zone. Strike one on Ozuna. Ozuna homered,
Marcel
a
has
solo
reached
shot,
base
2
4
singles, 2 runs
times
scored, and
tonight.
2 RBIs.
3 hits and a walk.
1 hit ties it. Ozuna pops it up. In foul territory, it's low, and he makes the catch.
Get the equalizer.
And we
To
head
the bottom of the ninth.
to the bottom of the ninth, all tied after Matt Olson tied it up after a ball hit off the right field wall, but Luis Garcia gunned down the go-ahead run at the plate. Can the Nationals walk it off? We'll be right back to see if they can.
The game.
Luke Williams replaces Nick Allen at short.
These two teams
For the bottom of the ninth, we're all tied at
close
7,
games between the series in Atlanta
and Rysel will come in to try and force extras.
in DC, and another close one tonight. More runs today than in the first 5, 7-7. And with the game tied, going to the bottom of the ninth, CJ Brian Sinker is going to go ahead here and bring in Rysel Iglesias.
And much like Dave Bell, because of the off days and the rain out, we haven't seen Rysel since the 16th, so it's been 5 full off days for him now going into this one, but have been throwing the ball better. We've kind of been focused on that slider for him, even though it's his third pitch location of that slider, have been getting a little bit
So
better.
let's see if
compared to
Rysel
what
can
we
force
saw
things
earlier
into
this season.
extras, or if the Nationals can walk it off. Luis Garcia Jr. at the plate. And he hits a fly ball into right center field. And oh, a catch! Over the shoulder catch! Michael Harris.
Check your pulse after that one. Thought he may have overran it too far into the gap, but
he does that.
Yeah, he does a nice job.
He does that.
You can see that ball fading back.
It's too easy for him.
Left-handed hitting.
He always makes those catches.
Good adjustment by Michael.
Man, he is so good out there in center.
Something
One out, what a catch by Michael Harris, and now Josh Bell takes a fastball at the corner for strike one.
Batting average on first pitch. They know he's a strike thrower, so hitters have gotten aggressive.
Check swing, he did not go. Ball one.
A ball and a strike to Josh Bell.
Swing and a miss. Really nice changeup there from Rysel. It's 1-2 on Bell. Now here's the payoff pitch. Downstairs, ball two.
A 59-degree night here on May 22nd.
Back and forth between Bell and Rysel. Who wins this at bat? With one out on the bottom of the ninth, it is fouled off.
Another 2-2 from Rysel.
Josh Bell pokes one into left field. This should be enough for Eli White. It is 2 outs.
You don't see it too often, but the previous changeup was 92 miles an hour, a little bit firm, and then that one at 88. That's a good differential with the same exact.
And now,
good adjustment from Iglesias.
Up to the plate with 2 outs, the bottom of the ninth. Making his
Hassel,
debut. Oh boy, this would be fitting.
big league debut tonight.
Robert Hassel
the
III having a hell of a debut, 2 for 4. It'd only be fitting if he ends this game.
Iglesias.
And he takes a sinker downstairs for ball one. 2 singles, a run, the stolen base for Robert Hassel III, the final piece of the Juan Soto trade. That gets
Sounded like a broken bat, center field.
to play, and Michael Harris makes a diving catch to send this game to extras. As Robert Hassel III hit a soft fly ball in the center, Harris had to really come in, and he slides in to make the catch and lets out a big smile. We had the extras in DC. Top of the 10th inning. Braves Nationals all tied at 7. The Braves are 5-0 in extra inning games this year. The Nationals are 0-1. Orlando Arcia is the placement runner at second. Drake Baldwin is at the plate. We get a new pitcher for the Nationals.
And he will face Drake Baldwin to start off the 10th.
It's Rutledge. First pitch, Drake Baldwin skies it to center field. Hassel's under it, makes the catch, fire to third. Arcia doesn't tag.
And there's one away.
And you can look at minor league reports.
And Baldwin flies out on the first pitch that he sees from
this looked like a pretty good throw.
Jackson Rutledge.
In case you get a base hit.
And there's 1 out already in the 10th inning, and Arcia is still at second. And now here's Ozzie to the plate.
See the numbers for Rutledge. This is his first opportunity at the big league level in the bullpen. And a couple chances to start over the last 2 years.
Outside, ball one on the cutter.
Been a good start to his season. Good swing and miss, 26% strikeout rate. Fastball sits right around 95, but the slider, that's the go-to pitch for him.
And that splitter just misses below the zone. Good take from Ozzie.
So what's interesting about
2 balls, no
6
strikes.
extra inning game for the Braves is that now 3 of them have come a night game on getaway day. So,
not well timed.
Ozzie ground ball foul.
Because of course the Braves have to get back to Atlanta to start a series with the Padres tomorrow, so it'll be a late night for the Braves. Nationals play tomorrow as well, but they stay here to take on the Giants. The Giants actually were at our hotel earlier today. They have an off day today. before coming here tomorrow to play the Nationals.
2-1. Ozzie taps this one. It's going to be a tough play, and Ozzie beat it out.
How big is that?
Runners at the corners with one out.
Run at third base.
There's a lot of spin on this baseball.
As that ball got in between Rutledge and then Lowe and Garcia, who were both over there.
You got to be very careful.
Rutledge covered the bag. Lowe flipped it, and they wasn't in time. Or was it? Let's see a replay here. Rutledge covers. Yeah, Ozzie's safe.
And Rutledge had the ball before Ozzie was on the bag, but the foot of Ozzie beat Rutledge.
And now with the runners at the corners with one out after the infield single by Ozzie, Eli White. If he can just put one way back in the outfield, will give the Braves the lead.
First pitch to Eli.
First pitch is a sinker at the knees for strike one.
So we showed you 14 games, 19 2/3 for Rutledge. He is not allowed a stolen base yet this year. I'm not sure if we'll see Ozzie on the move.
Rutledge looks over at first.
Pretty good job. He's thrown out 25% of
now the 0-1 offering.
Ozzie does go.
Eli White,
but that is hit
foul ball. First base side. Ozzie tried stealing second, but White fouled it back, and
here's the thing, right? You're not.
He needs a new bat.
Possible, but you're not that worried about Eli White hitting into a double play. If he gets one to third base or at the first baseman, yes, or really hard at one of those defenders, I feel like you have a pretty decent chance of staying out of the double play. It's where the risk gets a little bit heavy sometimes as far as trying to steal this base.
So quickly, 0-2 on White.
Eli's been so solid this year for Atlanta, but tonight he's over 4.
Look over at first. Now the payoff pitch from Jackson Rutledge after a long wait. And Eli White hits a ground ball up the middle. Abrams takes it to second for one. Fire to first. Lowe reaches out, makes the play. It's a double play turn by the Nationals to end the top of the 10th. And the Nationals can walk it off here in the bottom of the 10th. We'll be right back. New pitcher for the Braves, it's Dylan Lee. He comes in to try and send this thing to an 11th inning. And the first batter he'll face, as it's the Nationals' bottom of their order, that he'll face, the 8-9 leadoff man.
At second base.
As the kid making his debut, Robert Hassel III.
Facing Alex Call, the right fielder.
As the placement runner at second, and the first hitter that Lee will have to face is Alex Call.
Squaring to bunt.
Call's going to bunt. He bunted it down the third base line. It's foul. Oh, 1 on Call. Very interesting strategy to bunt down the third base line. That could be trouble for Hassel.
League seasons, but a lot of that time up and down from the minors. Been a part-time starter this year, now trying to lay a
0-1 pitch. Call squares a bunt again down the third base line. Riley fires to first. They get the out at first. Hassel moves over to third. And a sac fly wins it for the Nationals. Hassel at third, 1 out. And we got a pinch hitter.
Instead of Tania, it'll be Amed Rosario.
Amed Rosario will pinch hit for Jose Tania.
29-year-old utility player who has bounced.
All he has to do is just hit one pretty deep into the outfield, and the Nationals have the win. And Rosario skies the first pitch, and it's out of play.
He's done a good job against left-handed pitching, has Rosario. He puts the ball in play. Strikeout rate is just under 10%. He doesn't walk a lot either, right? So he's up there hacking. But an 894 OPS so far in his
infield's in for the Braves.
Left-handed pitching.
Oh, 1 offering. Down. Count tied up at 1.
One ball, one strike.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. Rosario rips it into left field. Base hit. that's your ball game. Amed Rosario walks it off for the Nationals. A pinch hit walk-off
Now this was a tough one. Neither starting
by Amed Rosario.
but you were tied when you went to the bullpens.
And the Nationals get it done 8-7 in the 10th inning.
But they missed a couple of opportunities.
You don't really see too many pinch hit walk-offs.
And you take a look at this pitch here, change up from.
What a win for the Nationals. What a game this was today in Washington, D.C. See y'all later. RB out. Peace.
Good contact.